Well, highly regarded Western Australian trainer driver Colin Brown has made the long trip over from the West Coast in search of gold bullion with his star filly Exceptional Armour. However, a few weeks ago it could have been a far different story. I caught up with Colin to have a chat about this talented filly. Well, Colin, nice to have you here at Club and Eagle, although the weather's probably not as what we would have liked to have been, but this very talented filly, Exceptional Armour, a few weeks ago you may not have been making this trip.
Yeah, that's correct. I went through a terrible 3 days with her. We thought we were going to lose her. She had severe colic, and that went on for about 3 days. She did manure for 2 of those days, and at one stage, well, I really thought I was going to lose her. So, great to be here. We're very fortunate, I think.
And she looks a picture of health in the stables.
She always does. She even after that episode, she never lost 1 kilo. I was just amazed at the constitution of her.
6 starts for 3 wins and 3 placings up against horses on the East Coast. Is it hard to line up that form?
It is. The couple of seconds she run to Mike Reed's horses, I consider them to be a lot better than the ones that she's beaten in her races. We haven't had to run time just lately, but we've run home in good time. She did breeze and go 157, just got beat a lip. So she's got the ability, but yeah, you really don't know. We're on a big track. She won the Gold Bullion, WA Gold Bullion 8 days ago. Been a bit of a rush. Cancelled plane flights, and she's only lobbed yesterday, so she'll give it a great shake, but we're not, we're confident without coming over here thinking that we're going to blow anybody away, that's for sure.
Colin, 46 years in the business, where did it all begin?
As a 14, 15-year-old, started going to my former mentor Jim Schrader's weekends holidays, and worked my way up to be his foreman. At 21, I was training on my own, and then we went to Porter's as a private trainer for Lyle Porter and Fran. Back out on my own, and yeah, here we are with a lot of help from trainers like Greg and Sky Bond, Bill Horn, and others.
Yeah, what a great name there. You mentioned Bill Horn.
Yeah, unfortunately, Bill's passed away not long ago, but great mate.
There's never been any shortage of great trainers and drivers.
In WA? No, and there's a lot more that think they're good too. No, there hasn't over the years, and I was very, very lucky to drive against Mr. Kersley, Mr. Warwick, Mr. Coulson, Mr. Schrader. All those gentlemen were legends, absolute legends. So I was blessed to have come through in that period.
You mentioned Jim Schrader, your mentor, and someone who has such a great influence on your career. He trained your first winner as an 18-year-old at York in 1976. Go to it.
Yeah, he did. Yep. I was his foreman, I think, at the time, and I'd had a few drives on a little horse called Amphibious, and sat behind the leader 5 out of 6 and run last every time. So I think the boss felt sorry for me and put me on one that could run.
And how many horses do you have in your stable at any one time?
Now we've got 12 in work at the moment. It's probably going to bump up to 14 or 15 shortly.
An outstanding career, Colin, over 3,000 winners, nearing 1,000 as a trainer, and that 1,000 is on your bucket list.
Yeah, it is, certainly. It's when I got to the 3,000 as a reinsman, I'm not one that usually sets goals, and I just thought if I could get that 1,000 up as a trainer and drive over 3,000 as a driver, I'd be pretty chuffed.
Well, it's pretty chuffed because you've got Chris Lewis and Gary Hall Jr. Of course, Chris Lewis, just one of the all-time greats, and Gary heading in that direction. They're the only 2 above you, and as you mentioned, likes of Fred Kersley and Trevor Warwick are below you.
I wouldn't say they're below me.
Figures-wise, you're more winners, so that must be a great feather in the cap.
It is, but I don't look at it that way. They were far better drivers than me, I believe. I'm happy with my lot. I've always thought there's been better drivers than me in the state, and I think that's been truthful, but I've certainly held my own against the best, so we're happy with it.
And who would you consider to be the best?
Gavin Lang, here, or in Australia. Gavin was a friend, and I just loved the way he got him to the line. Over in Perth, Chris Lewis and I have always been very respectful of each other. We still are, and very competitive, and I've always held him in the highest esteem.
Which horse do you hold in the highest esteem that you've had the pleasure to be associated with?
There's a few with Greg. I'm a Rocket Star, run second here. I drove him in the Chariots and run second. Muddy Magnets won the Fremantle Cup. I sent Sam Pebbles over here to Brian Hancock. She won the Mares Mile and then run second in the Miracle Mile and earned $400,000. So you get a lot of favourites along the way that don't necessarily earn that sort of money, but it's just an industry where you get to love the animal, and there's plenty of those that come through that you get special attachments with.
Your daughter Madison's doing wonderful things. She drove another winner at Gloucester Park on Friday night, and your other daughter Chloe, she's also now emerging as a very fine up-and-coming trainer.
Yeah, both girls have got plenty of talent. On the dam side, there's a background of trotting there as well. So Maddie done 8 months as an apprentice jockey and rode 30 winners in that time, and she just loves driving, so she came back to harness. Driving in the best form of her career, and as I said to somebody the other day, I've actually started to put her on a few more of mine. She's doing a great job. She weighs probably 20 kilo less than me. She's only 51 kilo, and she's only a young lady with a sharp mind rather than an old bloke like me.
A few weeks ago, Colin, we had the running of the Nullarbor, the $1 million race, an outstanding success.
Yeah, it was terrific. We got caught with our pants down. The Eastern States boys just outdrove us and outtrained us, I think. That's the bottom line.
Colin, great to have you here at Club Menangle. Good luck with the Australian Pacing Gold.
Thank you very much.